afternoon, YouTube. Welcome back to my channel, JPM.Cuisine, where today for you, I have a very special unboxing. So we've got the MX3 by Mercer, and it is the 270 millimeter or the 10.6 inch Tsuji Hiki. And we have, so it comes protected in the box in a plastic sleeve. It is a VG10. It's the Sanmai or the 3-layer VG10. It's got a 14-degree convex grind on it. So I've been doing some research, reading up on the convex grind. Pluses and minus either way. Definitely going to be something that might have a little bit of a challenge to sharpening, but there is a benefit to having that grind. We've got the Delrin handle, and we'll get into the weight and balance in a little bit. Let's first talk about some first impressions of this knife. So as you can tell, similar profile to a Gyuto, except that it's very thin, very long. I prompted for the 270 millimeter because I wanted to have the longest length that I could get for slicing, and that's essentially what this knife is for. It isn't a chopper, it isn't for rocking, it is for long slicing, either through flesh or some vegetables, as we'll see as I get into it. So the model number is M16190. I'll put all that in the description and links to it. But we've got the polished and rounded spine, something that I really love on these knives. A very good touch. We've got the Delrin handle that's been rounded off, squared on the sides, with the contour grooving on it for your pinky. Again, this is a slicing knife, so you're not going to use it in the traditional style. But we've got that, and you can tell it's got that convex grind on it right near the tip that'll allow for it to be razor sharp. Let's go ahead and get the weight of this. So we're looking at 217 grams for the weight on this knife. Okay, let's find the balance. So the balance is pretty much right there on the choil. That is fantastic. So evenly balanced from the handle to the blade itself. That's fantastic right there, guys. So it feels like a dream in the hand. I love the length. I think they offer a few options in this knife. I'll put them in the links as well if you want to get one of the shorter ones. But for me, I wanted to get a 10-inch to match my 10-inch Gyuto. But I really love the length of the blade. So I'll be using this knife to do a lot of slicing. Got a little bit of flex in it. That's nice. So I'm always impressed by Mercer's MX3 line. With the quality of the blades themselves, and then the finishing touches with the handle. So let's start with the tomato here. Man, so this is a really long blade, and it feels so, it's razor sharp out of the box already. So just cut into it, and I mean that balance is just phenomenal. The fact that it's just balanced perfectly in your hand, you know, allows you to get those razor sharp, very decent cuts, very control use on this knife. So it's fantastic. So slicing through, you can see very thin slices, but let's go ahead and cut through. Oh my goodness. This is such a joy to use, guys. My goodness. It's gonna do what it's built to do, and that's slice. Sorry, I apologize, but man, this knife feels amazing. Oh my goodness gracious. I don't even know what I'm doing. I'm just slicing through. This is truly like a Ferrari. It's cutting, you know, very sharp, very clean cuts. Oh goodness gracious. So before looking at this knife, I hadn't had much experience with Tsuji Hikis at all. very similar to a Yanagiba, but with a symmetrical grind on it. It is that convex blade. Yeah, I have to do some research on it to see how to sharpen it, but in terms of slicing, this thing is a dream to use. I can't even see what I'm doing because I'm sitting down, but it just feels like it is just slice through this tomato. Goodness gracious, guys. I cannot see what I'm doing. I'm just going by feel here. And I'm just gonna keep going because, oh, I'm probably mangling it, but goodness gracious, it just slices right through. Okay. Just shreds through anything. It's just so amazing. Normally I would be looking over what I'm cutting, and in this case I'm just looking behind it, so my fingers are in the way and the tomato itself. Oh, but it just feels phenomenal. You know what I'm saying? You know when you're just cutting through something and it just feels like, oh, it just feels like a dream. Well, that's what this knife feels like right now. And I don't think it's that expensive. I think it comes in at, you know, maybe around 125 on Amazon. I just checked. I can't remember exactly, but I think it's under $150 for this knife. So, you know, it's pretty fantastic for what it is. Let's go ahead and cut through the potato. So this one is going to be a little bit different because it's, you know, a little bit more dense of a vegetable. It doesn't reflect, or it doesn't simulate cutting through like flesh or fish. But, you know, we'll see how this knife performs through just different vegetables. You know what I'm saying? Just to get a feel for it. So I'm not necessarily going to be using this knife to slice potato. Maybe if I'm making potato chips or something. Goodness gracious. Wow. So I guess if I'm making potato chips or something like that, man, I'm just dragging it through. It's got that really long blade on it too. So you get a long draw, depending on how much pressure or how much weight you want to put on it. I mean, you can almost just shave it. So I wouldn't recommend using it like this, but if you wanted to, you can just do push cuts all day long. There you go. You want to make Hasselback potatoes? Go right ahead. Goodness. It just feels so cool. So, yeah. If I could see what I was doing, that'd be awesome. But it just feels fantastic. Oh my goodness. Even though it's a 270 millimeter blade, it just feels like you have a lot of control in this. Completely. Wow. So, as if we're cutting through flesh. You know. Fish. Oh. Oh God. I absolutely love this knife. I absolutely love this knife. It's an unboxing, I know, so I haven't had a chance to use it, but I mean, I've been pretty impressed with the MX3 line overall, and just to have something like this, you know, it's definitely a unique style tool because of the length. You're not going to be using it as an all-purpose chef's knife. That's not what it's intended for at all. But if you have a lot of things that you want to slice very finely, you're wanting to shave, you know, meats or delicate cuts, this right here is definitely the knife that you want to use. I would definitely recommend picking up something like this and practicing using it. I mean, oh, just those push cuts through. It's just so it's fantastic. It feels phenomenal. I love it in hands. If you're gonna do a nice thin pickle for maybe a red onion or something, maybe this would be perfect. Shaving onions for either a sandwich or as garnish. Man, this thing just rocks right through. And that 10-inch blade for me gives you a lot of real estate. Of course, you have to have room on your board and in your counter to be able to use something like this, but you get such phenomenal control and cuts through with this. It just feels so good. I'm probably not doing it justice with my cutting, but that's okay. I'm focusing on the feel, and it just feels fantastic. It just feels fantastic. It just glides through everything. Let's see how much I can do with this. Cut through. Oh, I love this. Okay, last thoughts. I absolutely love this. I mean, I'm using it now, cutting onion, potato, tomato. I can't wait to cook some meat and just cut. This is gonna be my slicer, I think, you know, especially for the types of meat and stuff that I cook. I think this is a phenomenal slicer, especially if you're looking for like razor thin things for like bulgogi or maybe for yakiniku or you know, hot pot, anything like that. This right here, very phenomenal knife, very thin, tapers down very nicely. That convex grind, obviously razor sharp, and again for me the 270 millimeters is where it's at. All right. Well, I hope you enjoyed this unboxing and this first look at this MX3 Tsuji Hiki. Again, I'll put everything in the description below, so if you want to pick one up, feel free to do that. But so far, I really enjoy it, and again, we'll be seeing more of this one. All right, thanks for watching, and we'll catch you in the next one.